Hey there, Miss Ginny here. I am going to read a really cool book called A Different Kind of Brilliant by Louise Cummins for Autism Awareness Week. And I believe she illustrated it too because there's no one else to say who. Dedicated to Lachlan and to all those people who are different enough to change the world around them for the better. Lachlan looked up from his dinner and stared across the table at his mummy. "Am I different?" he asked. "You make me laugh more than anyone I know," Mummy replied, "and I think you're the most beautiful than anyone else. Is that what you mean?" "No, I mean, am I different from other kids?" "Everyone is different in their own way," she said. "Some boys are really tall and some girls prefer ponies to people. But the world has a place for everyone. Tall boys can become basketballers and girls who love ponies can become vets." "Your brain works differently because you have autism. That's how you're special, Lachlan." "Autism means your brain reacts to a lot of signals and you process the world differently," said Mummy. "Some people with autism find it harder to learn, talk, pay attention, and make friends. But everyone with autism is different. Some people with autism don't like loud noises, others don't like the way some things feel, and others are attracted to some smells and tastes. Each person with autism is unique, and that's why it's called a spectrum." "What's a spectrum?" Lachlan asked. "A spectrum has many different layers, like a rainbow," explained Mummy. "So no one person with autism is the same as the next. They do have one thing in common. Their brains work overtime." "When you were little, Mummy worried about how the world would treat you because you're different. And sometimes when people are different, other people can be unkind. Then Mummy learned that some of the most incredible people the world has ever known had autism just like you and were able to use their different brains to do remarkable things. Let me explain." "You see things differently," said Mummy. "When you look at a picture or look outside, you see everything, including things other people miss. Lots of amazing artists also have seen things differently. Michelangelo was one of the most famous artists in the world. He also had autism and used his unique vision of the world to create amazing art." "You also hear things differently. In fact, you are like a cat. You can hear everything, like when Mummy's having a sneaky chocolate. Many musicians have fine-tuned hearing too. Mozart was one of the most famous musicians in the world. He also had autism and used his unique hearing to compose some of the most beautiful music ever created." "You smell and taste things differently as well, which drives Mummy crazy when you won't eat certain things. Some people with autism have used their sense of smell and taste to become amazing chefs." "You love numbers and problem solving, but you find some other things hard, like talking and reading," said Mummy. "Some of the smartest people in the world have autism. Albert Einstein also struggled to speak when he was young, but his love of problem solving led him to develop the theory of relativity that shaped modern physics." "You find it hard to focus on one thing at a time. In fact, you prefer to do 3 or 4 things at once," said Mummy. "There are famous business people who couldn't stay focused in school and use their ability to focus on lots of things at the same time to build very successful companies." "You love movement and never sit still," said Mummy. "That's why you adore being in the water and running around. Some people with autism have used their passion for movement to become dancers or athletes. Clay Marzo, who also has autism, has used his love of water to become one of the best surfers in the world." All these amazing people had one thing in common apart from their autism. They all had hard times. times when their special abilities made it difficult to fit in with everyone else. Sometimes when someone is different, people can be cruel and the world can seem overwhelming. But my beautiful boy, remember that everyone has problems, every single person. So even when someone is being unkind, remember they have problems too, which is why it's important to be nice to people no matter how they treat you. I want you to own your special powers so that every day can be both a challenge and an opportunity, said Mommy. Be proud of who you are and never stop working towards your dreams. You don't have to change the world, but you can change the world around you for the better. Whether you want to be a gardener or a world leader, never underestimate yourself because you are amazing. And don't worry about labels, said Mummy. They just help you to understand how your brain works. In fact, the only label that is important is your name, Lachlan. So, are you different? Yes, you're different. You are one of the lucky ones that has different abilities, and you are a different kind of brilliant. The end? No, just the beginning.